Hello, adventurer! Have you come to the Grand Archive for careful study? Yes? Well, you're in the right place for knowledge on the world of Cambria and beyond. Come with me, and we'll get you started.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy Hanukkah. We're coming to you on Christmas Day, pre-recorded, of course. And we're going to take a look at all the divine relics going into this next season and see what we think each of them should be rated, what their power level is. I know there's a couple divine relics that I would like for Christmas. How about you guys?
I still need another Lost Prophets.
What do you need two for?
For my buddy.
Okay, so you don't need two.
Well, I mean, I have one. I just need one more.
He provides all the cards for his buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like GCR. I think I have 3 or 4 GCRs, and I'm actually looking at just getting rid of 2 of them, and actually maybe 3 of them, just in preemption of RDO. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to just offload your divine relics now, knowing that they're going to get reprinted.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, there's that, but then you have people who are a little lazy like me and are like, I don't want it to take divine relic out of every single deck when I swap it in over there, so I want my GCR here and here. Or I could just, use a proxy and be like, it's in my other deck, guys. Anyway, speaking of, we're going to start with the original, the first. Oh, wait, shouldn't we introduce ourselves first?
Hi, everybody. This is David with Careful Study.
Hi. That's Steve up there. His name's on his hat. Yep, there it is. And, of course, we have Corbin over there in the tiny hat.
I don't know where this came from. I was just lucky that I had a hat in my house.
No, don't lie. He found it with next to a homeless person. This dude, he's evil. He's actually just evil.
Pretty sure he beat up an elf for it.
So I don't know. This is just in our
Mickey
house,
branded.
And we don't have a star. So this has been our Christmas tree topper for the last 4 or 5 years.
That's funny. I mean, it does have a little star snowflake thing on your.
Yeah, snowflakes.
Snowflakes.
Perfect.
Yeah. It does look like you might have beaten up an elf to take that, though. Pretty smart.
Who's to say he didn't?
He probably did. He's like this nice smiley guy all the time, but he's got skeletons. He's got lots of skeletons.
After a week of losing to Justin on TTS, I have to go take that aggression somewhere.
With his weird ass bruise.
Justin has been brewing a lot lately.
That's good. It's good.
Yeah.
We need.
No, it's just every game. It's Merlin 2, DG, Pendragon, and I just want to flip the table.
I mean, get better.
Yep, pretty much.
Be better. Merlin still has that spirit that just says draw 7, add DG to hand.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. It's innate. It's written in.
Yeah, it's just the only champ I've ever seen do it that much.
Though I'll tell you, my ability to always have Dungeon Guide in my hand has been poor. I don't know why it's not proccing for me.
I don't know. Every time I play against you outside of that monumental brick we both had, I feel like you always have it.
I didn't on Tuesday. Yeah, and I was playing versus Suzaku. So I died real fast game 1, and then game 2 I pulled it out of my ass, and game 3 they couldn't finish me off. I had 2 damage left on Merlin 2, and I was able to level up and just kind of eke it out by Topsy, Resolute Stands, and then finally drew into the Sudden Steel. So, yeah.
Topsy's got to be pretty good in that matchup.
It was pretty darn good because, I don't care that it's unpreventable. You're unpreventable doing your Spark of Light. Sorry. Spell Shroud. Also, being able to remove cards from their graveyard so they can't resurrect Suzaku.
You get to imbue it. Yeah.
Clutch. All right. let's get into our divine relics. Since we've introduced ourselves here, let's start with the first one, the one that apparently Steve is hoarding, the Grand Crusader's Ring. This is like the barometer that all divine relics are compared to. Like, should I have divine relic? If I should have a divine relic, should it be GCR? If it's not GCR, why am I doing something else? Because drawing cards is really good. And for those who are potentially new to the game, a divine relic is a regalia in which you are only allowed to have one. And they have historically printed one for each set. And each set, it's kind of like what's it going to be this time? How are they going to change their approach to divine relic this time? And we've had some bangers and then some pretty heavy misses, I'd say. So we're going to put all these onto a tier list, and we're going to go through D through S. And we're gonna rank them all. So Grand Crusader's Ring. How do you want to do this? Do we want to just go 3, 2, 1, go, or do we want to each talk about it?
I mean, I feel like 3, 2, 1 goes fine. This way you don't weigh each other's opinion. I mean, we can change our answers afterwards.
I think fire. I mean, sure. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
A.
B.
A.
Okay. All right. Why B, David?
I feel that Grand Crusader's Ring's value has come down since we've had the series of various different backup chargers. The more they print variants of backup charger, and there's 3 now, essentially.
Well, if you count Windspire Crest, technically 4.
Yeah.
And Thurible, technically
backup
5.
charger Tengu.
It's backup charger Tengu, the new Merlin Crystal Staff, Thurible, and then Windspire Crest. Those are like the 5 that you pay, and I guess CL's Omen thing, but sure. that one like changes. So like, there's actually more than 5. It's they all have varying costs.
The more regalia that is printed that allows you to draw cards. Now there's other requirements besides just draw a card. I'm gonna say it makes the utility and the value of Grand Crusader's Ring, in my opinion, come down a little bit. It's still like the first thing that I think, all right, GCR, do I need this or should I put something else? Also, because I've been building a lot of level 3 decks, it's just Providence is just better.
Yeah. I think I put mine in A just because you're right that there are replacements for GCR at this point, but in terms of like the historical lens, GCR was the only divine relic, and then Quicksilver came out, and no one really used Quicksilver outside of Quicksilver Nullifying Lantern against Fire Erupting or Fire Aggro or Philo. And then as we got more and more divine relics, I think the meta changed, and things like the Looking Glass, where we started getting better divine relics, I think that's what started to kind of weigh the GCR down. I don't think it was so much the things like backup charger. I think it was a combination of better divine relics or more niche ones, and on top of that, meta changes. If you remember, there was, I think, like a 6-month stint where Quicksilver Grail was arguably way better than GCR because the decks that were using Quicksilver Grail were like, it was night and day between using it versus not. So it's still going to have a home, and that's why I give it A. I think I would give it like a B+ at the lowest, but it's still going to have that, like you said, the barometer, the check, because aggro is going to always play GCR as far as I'm concerned for efficiency plays. For turn efficiency, if you've got 3 cards in hand and you have a Vermilion Decree, what's better, playing a GCR and prereq playing Vermilion Decree, or playing a backup charger and kind of losing that efficiency?
I mean, Firexander always seems to have preferred Quicksilver Grail.
I would disagree with that one. I think bad players use that. Quicksilver Grail effectively, like the only thing that mattered for that deck with Quicksilver Grail was for Assassin's Ripper, where you could lower your influence with a Rococo on enter and get what you were going to get at the materialization phase anyway. People were using that originally for Poison Dagger too, but that like those were all really niche things, or the poison dagger made no sense anyway. Because if you're playing against someone who has interaction for the poison dagger, flipping it up during their end phase doesn't really change how they're going to interact with it. They're going to interact with it anyway if they know it's coming. So that's why I think that's kind of cope. But the Assassin's Ripper line is the only like right thing to use it for. But even that, those lines were niche.
Well, the thing with Poison Dagger is it was really good up until MRC because MRC gave us reduced ash.
Yep.
So the only
Mm-hmm.
thing that interacted with Poison Dagger before that was Fracturize if you were in water. But
Or
Fire
Spurn.
Decks
Yeah.
had to Spurn, and that was slow speed, so the Grail protected it for the turn.
Yeah. So why did you give it A, Corbin?
Yeah.
Yeah, similar to what you guys both said, level 3 decks are going to be looking to play Lost Providence instead now because you don't have to take the turn off to go GCR and you just get to turbo up, get Lost Providence, recover your influence, then without wasting materialization on that. And then aggro decks, if they aren't going to be playing, like, I think Ring is still going to find a home in aggro decks for what Steve was explaining about being able to keep tempo up in your recollection step. But it's going to come down to whether or not the aggro deck can utilize Looking Glass or not. So if it's the Cheshire Cat deck, then they're obviously going to want Looking Glass. But if they aren't playing distortion heavy stuff, then GCR makes the most sense. So I think it still has a home for right now, especially with Suzaku still floating around, like we were just talking about. It's still relevant. It's not completely faded out, but it's definitely on the back foot.
So I guess we can arrive at a low A, high B here at this point. Low A, high B. All right.
Yeah.
So
if you're putting it on a tier list, you would split the image down the line between A and B.
There's gonna be one like maybe over here. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I'll figure it. It's over here. So now we're gonna go to the Quicksilver Grail. Now, just to reconfirm, we're talking about how we feel these things fit into the meta now, correct?
Yeah, but I think we should go over each Divine Relic's like meta relevance since its tenure.
Historical's fine, but what we're ranking it is probably where we feel it fits now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think just to give synopsis of them before we rank them, at least this way here, we can discuss why we think they're at least good in the current meta. Like Quicksilver Grail came out during Fractured Crown. It was the second Divine Relic that came out.
Mm-hmm.
It came out during an awkward time, like I mentioned, where it was really only used for Lantern, just to protect the Lantern against fire aggro.
There was one Rye list playing it at Ascent Houston.
Was that Sean's list or Hyoka?
I believe it was Hyoka.
Not sure why. But it wasn't really used during the FTC meta. I think it took until not even the ALC meta. I don't think anyone was really using it then, again, other than to counter erupting. I know like Wind Crux was using it back then just to counter erupting.
What was everyone playing in Worlds in their Rye lists? Was that Grail?
Grail was sided. A lot of people were just on GCR. But once Sylvie came out and people started realizing the true power of Quicksilver Grail with certain regalia, like Covenant of Thorns, being able to at fast speed just say, nope, I'm not taking this big hit. And then furthermore, through the water meta, where we realized that you could hide like a blinding orb, you could hide a claymore. I mean, you and I, Corbin, could probably count on more than two hands the amount of times we put a claymore under Quicksilver Grail, one because of it. It started to show, and it kept showing it even through Fractals, because Fractals really liked it for when they only opened two Fractals with Shang. But
and similar to Erupting, it became a sideboard card for Fractals because you tuck your Safeguard under it.
Yep, exactly. So Quicksilver Grail seems to kind of come and go. Right now we're in a current meta where it's not in necessarily a bad spot, but it's definitely not in like its heyday. So.
All right. So Quicksilver Grail, the FTC Divine Relic. 3, 2, 1. B.
A. What did you say, Corbin? C?
A B.
Oh.
A B. Okay. Yep. B. I'm a low B as well. only because I just don't see a place for it at the moment. I'm sure that there will be utility as it goes forward where people are either protecting or sneaking something under it later. And I feel that's kind of how Quicksilver Grail goes to begin with. Like, it's frequently absent at the beginning, and then it starts seeing the utility mid to end.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
I
think
would put it at a low A, similar to GCR, except actually maybe a little bit lower than GCR. Maybe I'll solidify it like a B plus. But I don't think that just because we're in a new meta, like you said, David, I think that Quicksilver Grail is going to find a place. I mean, even right now, we have things like Water Kongming that are still using it, slimes that still pop up using it.
Curse Touch does love it.
Yep. There's a couple of decks that, like, even Fractals is still going to use it. You're still playing Fractals, but I don't think that card's ever going to go away. I think it's like GCR, but it's actually better than GCR. Just in the utility that it has. It's kind of hard to undersell the utility that this thing can provide.
Corbin?
also a lot of players are currently main decking Reduced Ash. So it's one of those things where Grail on enter, Reduced to Ash, and then you pretty much lost out on a materialization.
Yep.
So can feel bad.
It definitely feels bad.
Love doing that when erupting was still legal. People were like, Grail? And I'm like, all right, see you later, Grail.
Bye-bye.
So the one that I keep looking at that I want to put under Grail this format is Pavlor Sword, but it's so hard to do it without Looking Glass, and you can't have 2 Divine Relics.
I mean, that's an Astra card, right? Or is it Umbra?
I think it's Astra.
You could put it in, just saying.
It's got CL on it, though.
It does.
I think it'd be Umbra then.
It's a distortion.
It's a distortion.
It's a distortion. Yeah.
It's a distortion. Gotcha. Well, I mean, Quicksilver seems pretty solidly mid B between the three of us there, so we'll give it a mid B. Moving on to ALC. Right? Yeah.
Oh. Oh boy.
Temporal spectrometer. Dan, tell me what you think about this in the comments, please.
Yeah, where's the celebrity appearance by Dan to explain the historical spectrometer lens? You know what, Corbin?
No history.
Corbin, speak on Dan's behalf. What was Spectrometer's historical performance?
So it got first at an Ascent.
I swear to God, cut the podcast right
now. World's 3v3 format back in 2024. Wind Crux. Taylor piloted that to first place finish.
Because he ran out of Divine Relics to use.
Yep, we only had 3 Divine Relics at the time. So Mitch took Ring on Water Allies. Kyle took Grail on Erupting. So that left Taylor with Spectrometer. And Taylor did not have the Dungeon Guides. So Academy Guide was in there and Beseech the Winds. So just those 3 cards coupled together.
So did it work out for him?
Go in that weird format.
Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, Wind Crux was like one of the only, if not, I guess, the best deck to use Spectrometer. I think some people were playing Wind Crux with Spectrometer in the 3v3 event in 2025, which is wild to me, considering there's better relics, but hey, you do you.
I don't think it's really ever seen serious play in 1v1 competitive format, though.
Don't tell Dan that.
Don't tell Dan that. Okay. Don't worry. Dan can tell us in the comments. All right. So, 3, 2, 1, D.
C.
E.
Apparently, I'm the biggest shill for Dan.
I gave it a big old D. Why did you give it a C, Steve?
D's the lowest we can go, right?
Yes, it is.
So the reason I gave it a C was because I have to respect that it did actually, it did see play on, the local level, and it did fill a niche in the 3v3 tournament. But
define local.
Listen, okay, I'm sure somebody out there has been messing around with it.
We're not near Fargo.
Closer to Fargo than we are California.
So we do have a local on Windry that plays temporal spectrometer.
That's true. That's true. He might not do well, but he still plays it.
Who?
Joseph.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He plays it.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, the other divine relics in my head that would fit into D, like, if I had to technically place it anywhere, it would be top end of D tier or bottom end of C tier. One of the two. Because there's other divine relics that are definitely worse than this. But
I think it's just bad.
Do you think it's the worst one?
I don't think it's the worst one, but I think it's bad.
Okay, well, I'll stick with bottom of C, top of D. I think there's worse relics out there.
There's worse relics.
But the fact that it did get an Ascent top, listen, I got to give it to Dan. It did top an Ascent.
So if you guys haven't seen, so for the audience, like every year, whoever wins Worlds gets a special version of a Divine Relic, and they've been going in order. So Glenny won alternate Grand Crusader's ring, Apotheosis Right.
Yeah.
Taylor won the alternate Quicksilver Grail. Henke started a thread in main chord saying, "Please don't make temporal spectrometer the next World's Divine Relic."
Yeah, didn't someone respond saying like, "Well, you got to win for it to matter"?
Oh, that's Solidar said that. Yeah, that's good.
That is.
I hope they don't. I really hope they skip up until like Art of War or Seal, Imperial Seal, one of those two.
Well, let's go to MRC. The Mercurial Heart is a divine relic. Put a buff counter on target automation ally you control. Oh boy.
How about you go over the competitive history of this one, David?
So I've tried to use this multiple times, and it sucks. It sucks really bad. I could not find a reason to ever use this. In all my Tony automation builds, I just would rather draw a card. Like the power on this was just so low. Like, this is such a low power card.
It's a power cell. You can turbocharge and draw 2.
That's true. Don't need backup charger.
3, 2, 1. Low D.
Low D. I'm with you on that one. Low D. I could see an argument that this is the worst divine relic in the entire game. I think it is the worst divine relic in the entire game.
No, it is definitely the worst one.
I think there's one regional top with this thing, and it was like the Michigan or Fargo regional where some guy did like water automatons, and he was like overlord with this thing, if I'm not mistaken.
I mean, sure. I'm sure all of these divine relics have seen some top 8s or wins in regionals or champs, etc. But it's just, you have so many other choices. Sure, it's a power cell. Until that really matters, this thing is garbage.
I will say, if that card read activate if you have like 2 automatons, it would be one of the better divine relics in the game.
Yes, if you could activate it for free out of your deck, sure.
Absolutely. It'd be a free buff counter that you put on an ally if you had 2 allies out. I think that'd be crazy.
But I don't want to use a materialization phase for this.
Hell no.
Hell no. I can draw cards that give me buff counters. There's a horse that gives me buff counters.
Got a horse for this.
Yeah, I could have had a horse. All right, let's roll on over to AMB. This is where they started making the wonderful URs into full art. So we got our first full art. Inset Divine Relic with Imperial Seal. All basic elements are enabled for you until end of turn. This was a Divine Relic that I thought would see some wacky abuse. And outside of Justin, I haven't really seen super wacky abuse of the Imperial Seal.
It topped an Ascent. Toronto. There was a Win Merlin list that got top 8.
What were they? Oh, it was a win, and they were using it for Fireball?
Yep, it was a Wind Diana Merlin. So Diana 1 into Merlin 2 and 3, because Diana, you can activate out a gun, and then lineage release and get a gun, so it's 2 Regalia for Pendragon.
Sure.
And then Imperial Seal into Fireballs.
Yep. And to be clear, that was in Toronto, and like 90% of the reason that deck did that was because it played Wind Merlin, and it literally ran like every single Scatter Essence, Verticrust Decree to deal with Razor Gale. Sure. And it still barely did it. Like it still barely got there.
The whole plan was to beat Razor Gale.
Yeah. But I think you're right, Corbin. I think Windcrux Merlin was like the only list that ever played Imperial Seal to date.
I don't feel that this has found a place yet, though. I feel that it feels like one of those cards that is biding its time.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it's biding its time right now, and like a set's gonna come out, and someone's gonna be like, "Oh shit, Imperial Seal, bonkers!"
Someone's gonna break it at some point. Like the card will get broken. It's just a matter of time.
Anytime you can do things that are so out of the base rule set, like going alt element in unexpected ways, I feel is bound for some type of abuse in the future. So 3, 2, 1. C.
I'd put this above Spectrometer if it's in the C tier. It's definitely above Spectrometer somewhere.
No, Spectrometer is still a D, dude. D for Dan.
Yeah, D for Dan. There you go. I would leave it in C just because it's not good now, and it's never really been, amazing. It's been okay in Wind Merlin, like you said with the fireballs, but it's one of those things that just like you put a massive asterisk wherever this is, and it's like low tier until someone figures out how to break it. Like for all we know, it could be broken right now. It's just no one's figured it out.
Yeah, it could be. It could very well be. But yeah,
Corbin, you said. Sorry, David. You said C too, right?
I said C. Yeah, we all said C.
Oh, I thought Corbin said B.
No.
Oh, I thought he was crazy.
Listen, I've been playing a lot with Justin this week, but not that much.
All right. Moving over to HVN, we have the Art of War. Players can't declare attacks with allies that entered the field this turn. While paying for a memory cost, you may banish Art of War to pay for one of that cost. This is a divine relic that I have loved to hate, mostly because I like to swing with dudes. And when I swing with my guys, they can't attack, and it really sucks. I do also like that when Art of War is no longer relevant for you on the field, it can help you pay for costs, especially when you go for that. You're going for like a kill turn, or you're going for a major control turn. I think that it's a very well-designed divine relic. I don't feel that it has really had its moment in the sun, so to speak, but it has definitely seen a fair amount of use.
I think it's seen HVN format. It did see quite a bit of play. I know Fractals, we were siding it in Nats. I don't remember if we were playing it before that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Windlocks them in that same format, because you throw an Art of War out on the field and then Ensnaring Fumes, and all the allies that they were going to swing with are just back in their hand and can't do anything.
GG.
Some of the dumbest thing, man.
Yeah. There's a stream match with Sebastian versus Henke, and that's turn after turn, just Ensnaring Fumes.
That combo is so silly.
Yeah, no, and I kind of hate it just because, like I said, I like to swing with allies all the time, and yeah, this thing can frequently stop me cold, and it's a frustrating to play into, but it also enables a lot of very good defensive play for decks that need protection against allies swinging into them. So I love its place. I like I said again, I think it's a very well designed relic.
right now it's not really doing too much, but I think it's because right now, and I say this at the beginning of the format, obviously, I think it's because as of right now, most of the decks are killing you from hand with like effect damage, or they're like Saryu, where it's already on the field and you like Art of War doesn't do anything at that point. So I think it's one of those cases where the meta changed, so the card lost relevance. But even when the card was relevant, it wasn't necessary in every single matchup. So I think the meta is going to have to change for the card to become relevant again. But it doesn't mean it's a bad card by any stretch.
No. I think as soon as there is a another crazy aggro or mid range deck, you're going to be looking at Art of War again.
We also have that guy that gets scriptures because it's important that it's a scripture or a book or something. So that unique ally, I think it's like Zhao Yo or whatever the heck his name is. That dude on enter he materializes a scripture or a book. So you just get Art of War out turn one, and I think that kind of cheats out your materializations.
I think that's super important to look at is the fact that there are a lot of subtypes on a lot of these divine relics that are currently not invoked in partner cards yet. So imagine if you had Mercurial Heart and you had someone who let you fetch a power cell from your material deck. Suddenly, Mercurial Heart looks pretty damn good, actually. Because if you're just pulling it out, like you said, for free, and you're running just a ton of robots, that starts to be a consideration at that point. All right, so 3, 2, 1, A.
Really, A?
I give it an A.
Do you think it's better than GCR?
Do I think it's better than GCR? No.
Wait, but you gave GCR a B, I think.
No, but we went back up to you moved it all the way up to A.
I mean, you gave it a B. I'm just saying.
You think Art of War is better? I personally think it is better than GCR.
No way, really?
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm crazy.
I feel like David's just been like on the receiving end of that too much. He's still got PTSD.
He was still playing aggro when Art of War was relevant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, it's so sore subject for you.
Yep, that's my bias right there. So yes, I would rather my opponent play a GCR any day of the week. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Even if that GCR turned into a Resolute?
Huh?
Even if that GCR turned into a Resolute?
Sure. Because Resolute is temporary.
Resolute's temporary. Art of War is forever.
Yeah, Art of War is forever. Yeah.
I'm going to leave it in B until for the current meta. I think it's better than Imperial Seal.
I won't argue that the current meta is probably a B.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along. Where did we go to next? We went into DTR.
Oh, here's a good one.
The Looking Glass.
The history of Looking Glass.
This is just it's crazy. It's a distortion. It's a divine relic. It has Omni Shroud, so you can't get rid of this thing. And if the card is in your material deck, you can just begin the game with it on the field, which is insane. And you can ignore elemental requirements of distortion cards you play. This one card enables so much different deck construction. It is really interesting to see that type of design where basically you must have this divine relic in order to even play a particular deck. It's not innate. It's not helping to, move you forward into your win condition. This is literally enabling the deck to exist, and that's very interesting to me.
It's also weird because it's like archetype specific, like how we have suited stuff. Like it's just enables specific types of cards, but not one archetype in specific.
It's tribal. It is tribal, but it's not an archetype. It enables distortions out of element. And that's just really cool for deck construction.
You can't beat Inert Sword Cheshire Cat, man.
No, it's so good.
Turn 1 Cheshire, turn 2 Sword. Woo!
It's so good. It's so good.
It's also, we don't know what all they're going to be printing for distortion cards in the future. The assumption is that they would have stopped with the PTM set because thematically it's kind of over. But we don't know about like RDO if we're going to get any more distortion cards or even in the future sets.
I imagine the capstone set's going to print a little bit of everything because that's what it seems like the set is going to be.
Probably.
Yeah.
But
I think we saw from the tweets that we got today from Bell, it sounds like we're going to get cards from every like era of set.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah. So it's something that, going forward, it might get even worse. You might get more and more cards that just scream, what the
More
heck?
and more powerful cards. I think the idea of a Divine Relic starting on the field at the beginning of play is also very interesting, and I hope it's design space that they explore in the future. Because right now, when someone says, I have a pregame action, you immediately know what they're doing. So it would be very interesting to see more of these kind of pregame action cards that come out before the game even starts. Almost like a landmark. It's pretty cool.
I think the tribal-esque that you mentioned is also a phenomenal gameplay thing that this created, because not every deck used it, not every competitive deck needed it. Obviously, it helped Crux way more than anybody else, but it birthed Water Diana. You could use the Wind Boots, Wind Wake Up, like all of these decks that are possible because of this and because of the tribal-esque to it. So if they do stuff in the future, hopefully it hits the mark as much as the Looking Glass did, because it will birth all these new variety decks that maybe a champion can use more. Hopefully Tony can use one of these. Maybe it'll be like a domain. Maybe it'll count as a domain that's out in the field. So
maybe
ideas.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Hey, wouldn't it? Wouldn't
it? Maybe Tony would get to see some play. All right, I'm actually very curious what you guys are all going to rate this. So, 3, 2, 1, S.
Yeah, that's easy. S.
It's S.
It's responsible for like half of the meta decks.
Yeah.
Which I don't know that you could say that they're necessarily there because of the Looking Glass in every case, or if it's just a facilitator that just pushes them above the rest.
I think it's because of Looking Glass, because without Looking Glass, you don't have Cheshire Cat. And I think Cheshire Cat is like a big piece of all of the non-Crux decks playing Looking Glass.
Yeah, Cheshire Nerd is really dumb.
Yeah, I mean, but like
it's good.
Copying the boots too. I mean, that's the thing that keeps Water Diana and Wind Wake Up alive.
Yeah,
alive Cheshire, in the sense of
Cheshire Cat just becomes like a 1/3 ally that effect is deal 4 damage.
Yeah.
All right, so now we have the new Infamous card. Infamous because it's so hard to find. It is definitely lost for most people. Lost Providence. Divine Relic. Hindered. It is a Spectre. You may activate this card from your material deck. If you do, it enters the field ephemeral. Then you can exhaust it to banish it to draw a card. It is exalted.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is a card that unfortunately has been extremely difficult for most people to pull because it was short printed, and mistakenly so. So it is fetching quite the high price right now. The meta is still young, but we can already see that it is going to enable quite a lot. And if you're a level 3 deck, if you're not playing the Looking Glass, you're probably playing this.
Yeah. I mean, it's single-handedly the reason GCR got bumped down a tier or two by most people.
100%.
Because, now GCR is only found in like aggro and allies. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because if like I said, like you said at the beginning, if you're going level 3, you're probably going to be playing this if you don't have to worry about distortions at all. I know your domain, your Cial deck, your Ablation deck.
Your Guardian.
This. Yeah. Yeah. Like who else is going to be using this right now? You think?
I think literally any level 3 deck that is not like Crux. And even then, I think you could still argue that some Crux decks would prefer this.
They might. And to
Yeah.
get off the distortion, if they like get off the distortion package and go for a different route entirely.
Yeah.
I can see the argument for that.
I think Crux, the only distortion cards you even play in Crux is an Earth Sword and Cheshire Cat. That's it.
Sort of Shadows.
Oh yeah, I guess Sword of Shadows, yeah.
And you want to have those like more swords, especially for like Lorraine, Crux Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turns out getting a free 2/2 sword with no drawback is pretty good.
I could see a world where Merlin plays Lost Providence, though. I could see a world where she dishes the Looking Glass.
New Merlin or old?
What? Kingslayer.
New or old?
Kingslayer. I could see an argument where Kingslayer goes and uses Lost Providence over Looking Glass.
Maybe in the future, but definitely not right now.
Not right now. I'm just saying I could see a world where she would want to use this instead.
I think New Merlin actually uses this more, or would use this more than Old Merlin, because New Merlin, the Looking Glass distortion stuff, I think what like honest to God, what do you even put in that deck other than her special ally?
That's it.
Yeah, it's like I think that's a fair trade. Like I'll take a free draw when I hit 3.
Well, I think we all know where this one's going. 3, 2, 1. S.
D tier. No, it's S. I think this is probably the best Divine Relic. Yeah, this is the best. Yeah. I think you could make the argument that Looking Glass is better just because of what it was responsible for, but right out of the gate, Lost Providence just, whew.
Yeah.
The decks that don't play Looking Glass now have something as good as Looking Glass. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. It's
if anything, like the thing that Looking Glass has going for it is the Omni Shroud. So you aren't able to do, your opponent isn't able to do any shenanigans with it. Like Lost Providence enters hindered, so it can still be reduced or blown up by other means, like the normal horse.
Unbroken Mustang.
Yeah, that can still come in and blow it up and deny you a draw.
Which is totally fine. That's effectively a -1 to do so. So,
Steve, how many times did I blow up your Providence using my acolyte?
Dude,
3 times.
You have no idea how much that was actually putting in work. I was actually baffled. I was like, this is a -1 for him, but this is kind of working. Like, well, hold up.
Hey, I got a 3/1.
Not all the time. You did do it on level 2 once, and you were like,
I had to.
I was like, you're not level 3, buddy.
Yeah, I had to.
Yeah, I've been playing against Justin's Merlin all week, and he has Alcahest, and I haven't drawn Lost Providence at all.
Because he keeps Alcahesting it?
He keeps Alcahesting it.
I mean, if you spend your materialization to, like, deny their draw, is that still even okay? I mean, I don't know. Depending on the game state, I feel like you'd still rather just materialize something else. That depends.
I think we were playing so much he was just doing it out of spite at one point.
I could see that.
So, for your Christmas wishes, what kind of divine relic would you all like to see in the future? We're going to start with Corbin.
I don't know. I feel like it's such a unique area that they can go to. I do want to see more things that they can, like, that can be activated from the deck, like Lost Providence. I don't think it needs to start on the field like Looking Glass. I feel like that's kind of like a weird thing that only Looking Glass might have. But I think activating a card from the material deck is like one of the strongest actions you can take in the game, and that feels like it warrants the Divine Relic slot. One of the things that I would like to see explored more in Grand Archive is like returning cards to memory or swapping cards with your hand in memory. So a Divine Relic that lets you do that would be pretty cool.
All right. Put that on your Christmas list. Steve.
I don't know what I was going to say, but when I was thinking about that Looking Glass similar domain thing, I'm going to go with that. Tony needs love. I'm so sick and tired of building Tony, and it just sucks. Like, give me something like the Looking Glass. I don't. It doesn't have to be specific stuff, but like, give me something that is Omnish Shroud comes out start of the game. It is considered a domain, or it is a domain, and its effect reads something along the lines of like maybe all domains are enabled for you, which I think would be really cool because a lot of the domains in the first place are usually element specific or require those elements to really be enabled. So I think that would be really cool because it doesn't break the game right away. Could break the game in the future, but whatever. And maybe something along the lines of like your domains cost 1 less for the entire game, because as it stands right now, Tony just needs something. I don't know what else you can do. Maybe like benefiting him a little bit more. I just don't know. Aside from being able to grab the Eternal Kingdom and tutor it out like you can with Chamber of Secrets with everything else except it, I don't know how else you make that deck viable.
So some
or not viable, good.
Divine domains for Tony.
You could have it be like the how the Apotheosis Rite, like in the Worlds cards for the Quicksilver Grail and the Grand Crusader's Ring, or like these like holy divine like Northern Lights and stuff. You can have it be like the top of the mountain, like the Ascent. Like you can make that the art of it and everything. Have it be not element specific. Like, listen, I got a plan here.
I think that's pretty cool. I want to see a non-Fatestone ally.
Huh?
A non-Fatestone ally. So an ally that gets pulled out of the material.
So Majestic Spirit.
Yeah, wait a second. We already have that.
That you don't need to.
For free.
Not the Majestic Spirit. No, like one that you literally pull out that doesn't cost 12. I want to see something that's, either like 0 or 1. Like, wait a minute. They all cost 0, right? They're all 0. I want to see a 0. I want to see an ally that's 0 that you pull out of the material deck. Not the Majestic Spirit. Also, not a Divine Relic.
Oh, was ready to curl that finger. Majestic Spirit becomes a Divine Relic.
And I'd like to... I think that this would actually fit into, like, possibly the automations, almost where, like, it comes out and it's inert or it's hindered, and the whole idea is that you build it. The deck is building... You're building Exodia!
That one... I was watching Steve play Shadowverse once, and he was playing against someone who was building a card or something. What were they building? Like, all the machines came together?
Oh, I forget the name of it, but it's the one where you make the, like, Megazord thing, or you ate the boots, the heads, and the whatever.
Yes, I want to make a Megazord.
Yeah.
So you pull out the head or the torso or the egg or something, and you just start building on it.
A totally unrelated game, but do you know anything about Hearthstone and the card called Patches?
I know Hearthstone.
How bad that was?
I am not aware of Patches. I probably stopped playing before that came out.
So Patches was a 1-cost 1/1 pirate that said when you play, if you played a pirate, you literally pulled him out of the deck, and he had charge. So,
okay.
For context, so for context, when that card was released, there was other cards around it. For 8 months, every single deck was basically a Patches deck, because turns out deck thinning and just start of game getting a free 1/1 is pretty freaking good. I'm just saying, if you're going that route, be careful, buddy.
Like I said,
it was a nightmare.
Like I said, I don't think that it should be able to attack immediately. It might not even have an attack stat. The whole idea would be to build this uber thing, whatever it is, a giant robot, maybe you're just you're building a Zord.
Overlord MK3, not 2.
Yes, Overlord MK3, where he got upgraded. I don't know. Yes, you have to collect all the Zords and connect them together. I think that would be fun. I think that'd be pretty cool.
This is starting to sound like Exodia.
What?
It's starting to sound like Exodia.
It is Exodia. What? All right, everyone. Thank you all for coming together for this special edition Christmas episode divine relic, and let's hope Steve gets maybe a lost providence under his Christmas tree. He's not going to.
Am I the only one that still needs like one more?
I think. No, there's other people who still need them.
Well, between the three of us.
Oh yeah. I think you got one, right, Corbin?
Mine's in the mail, so it's coming.
He's gonna get it for Christmas.
He's gonna get his for Christmas. Yeah, I've already got mine, so I'm good. I traded for it when it was still not as expensive.
I feel bad for Logan, dude. We both traded him for like $80 worth of cards, and our cards that we traded him just steadily went down, and then the profits just doubled.
I'm gonna throw stuff at Logan. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, I give him like free foils all the time anyway.
Okay. All right, folks. You all have a very Merry Christmas. Everyone, please let me know what type of divine relic y'all would like in your Christmas stocking. Write it down below. Hope you had a very good day, very good Christmas, and have a happy New Year, all of you. Bye-bye.
Oh, are you leaving so soon? I hope you found what you were looking for. Please be sure to return. We'd love to have you back.